Brady, hard count, hands the ball off. Rojo pops it free. Across the 10 to the 15-20. It'll be a 98-yard touchdown run by Ronald Jones II.
This Bucs team has been really interesting to watch over recent weeks. Dan, let's key in on something specific. What are you seeing in the personnel sets that the Bucs have been putting on the field in recent weeks?
Everyone talks about the receivers. Bruce Arians, Byron Leftwich, please pay attention to this. If you want to win the NFC, go through your tight ends. When you put multiple tight ends on the field, Tom Brady is the best quarterback in football. You put 2 tight ends on the field, right? Okay, now with the 3 wide receivers. 3rd and 2, Tom Brady can stand there and go, all right, what scheme do I love or what matchup do I love? How about Mike Evans in the slot with just a little bit of a rub or a pick route on the wheel? All I need is a little bit of space, tight end. Create that hip-to-hip. Perfect throw by Tom Brady. Now, how about in the red zone? We'll go 3 tight ends on the field and 2 of those wide receivers. And again, Tom can go, do I love scheme more or do I love matchup more? He can get Brate one-on-one, seam down inside, and look at the ball because he's confident throwing to the tight end. How about 3 tight ends again with some play action pass, 2nd and 13? What does it do? Creates protection, but also those wide receivers that we all love, they get one-on-one routes because you got to put 8 guys down in the box. You keep Tom Brady clean. And Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, Godwin could win one-on-one matchups. I say this because I 100% believe in it. If the Buccaneers will play through their tight ends, put 2 of them on the field, put 3 of them on the field at the same time, this is the best team in the NFC. It keeps Tom Brady clean. It creates matchups for him. He loves throwing to those tight ends, and it allows your offense to flourish. Play through your tight ends, Tampa Bay.
Well, you should just go coach.
I would.
No. We're going to keep him on TV
if I did, put your money on Tampa Bay.
Wow. Dan.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about, D.O.
Not lacking in confidence.
Call your shot.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Okay, let me.
It's my guy.
To that point, man, like this, I hope that we saw a precursor to what B.A. and Byron Leftwich is going to continue to do with Tom Brady. Mina, Dan, Laura, we all watched the game against the Saints and were scratching our head about the decision-making and the game plan.
Yeah.
We were like, what is this? What are they trying to do? Trying to get AB implemented immediately, all of that stuff. You go back to the best player to ever play the position in the league, and you go back to his comfortability and his wheelhouse.
Yeah.
And that's tight ends on the field like Dan just talked about, and make a clear picture for him. We all know how good Tom Brady is when there's not pressure in his face. Mm-hmm. We all know how bad he is when there is pressure in his face. So hopefully that this is a buy-in. This is a great look for the offensive coaches for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to lead them on to the playoffs and potentially winning the Super Bowl. Put the GOAT in the best possible situation and see what happens from that point.
Well, I agree with both of you, but here's the problem, Marcus and Dan. When they get to the playoffs, they're probably not going to play the Carolina Panthers. They're probably going to play the New Orleans Saints. And while I do believe these, the increased use of tight ends helped and using Godwin more helped, what really helped was the fact that against Carolina, Tom Brady was only pressured 22% of the time, whereas the week before, against New Orleans, he was pressured 46% of the time. Now, some of that is on Tampa, but a lot of it can be attributed to the fact that New Orleans is just a really bad matchup for the Bucs. They can get pressure with or without blitzing, and that, to me, would be the concern for this team going forward, because no matter what they do offensively, if they can't win in the trenches, we have seen what happens to Tom Brady when he's under pressure.
Yeah, the other thing, too, guys, the weapons. Oh, go ahead, Marcus, real fast.
Yeah, give her something.
I hate disagreeing with you, but I love when we do it every once in a while, okay? Listen, this for me, and I totally understand what you're saying, and I know what you're getting at. But they ran the ball 5 times last time they played the Saints. 5.
Twice.
This is, and I know what the game was, and I know that the Saints were able to get ahead, but at some point, you have to commit to making sure you put your quarterback in the best possible situation. You didn't give Tom Brady $25 million to go empty and try to have him throw for 500 yards a game. You gave him that because you thought, what he's done over his career, you could implement, and it could take you to a Super Bowl. So if they do that against the Saints, I would love to see how that matchup goes.
I would too, because the Saints have one of the best run defenses in the NFL. Okay, back to you, Laura.
There we go. Okay, great job, guys. Hey, listen, we are going to see Brady on Monday Night Football. Let's talk about that a little bit more. This is a great matchup between NFC playoff contenders we'll have for you next week. Aaron Donald and the Rams squaring off against Brady and those Buccaneers, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app. As always, coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown at 6. Adam Schefter, a part of that show, and it will be a historic night on Monday Night Football. Tell us more about that.
Laura, an all-black officiating crew, a 7-man unit that will be led by Jerome Boger. They will be there on Monday night. The league is putting them on a grand stage here, and everybody will see an all-black officiating crew for the first time in NFL history. Now, it'd be nice if the league could follow up and do as well in the coaching, cycling, hiring for head coaches and general managers, which the league is making a concerted effort to doing. But this is a start on Monday night with this officiating crew going at the Bucks-Rams game on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, a step in a good direction. Adam, hang tight right there. Our friend Mina Kimes does this thing when she's definitely right about something, but it may not be widely known or a widely spread opinion. She whispers it. So this is Mina whispering, a new segment on NFL Live. And Mina, you were whispering about one young quarterback who deserves some love after his performance this past week.
Well, I'd say, by the way, the concept is less that I'm right and more that I'm too cowardly to say it.
I was trying to give you more credit there, okay?
The take is this. Daniel Jones is the best quarterback in his division now, right? I mean, I realize being the best quarterback in the NFC East is a little bit like being the coolest kid at academic decathlon. Shout out to my fellow ACDEC members. But I was really impressed with how Danny Dimes played on Sunday. And he wasn't just dinking and dunking. As you can see here, he was airing the ball downfield. And most importantly, he wasn't turning the ball over. And of course, this is the key, not only for this season, but I think whether or not the Giants stick with him down the road. It's not going to come down to, whether they win a lot of games or whether he throws deep. It's going to come down to whether he turns the ball over. And Sunday was a step in the right direction for the young quarterback.
I don't know what I'm disturbed about more.
What?
The fact that Mina thinks he's the best quarterback in the NFC East, or she said that academic decathlon is abbreviated to ACDEC.
Can I just say really
Don't know
fast?
which one disturbs me more.
I was part of the academic team in middle school, and then I got maybe dumber, and I wasn't part anymore in high school, but I was part of it in middle school. Anyway, our football power index, which I do understand those numbers, gives the Eagles a 63% chance to win the NFC East, although they face the 6th toughest remaining strength of schedule for the Giants. And Mina's talking about the 12th toughest with just one divisional matchup remaining. That's week 17 versus the Cowboys. So, all right, Dan, what do you think? Who's going to end up winning the NFC East?
Gosh, I can't believe I'm going to say this.
So hard to pick.
I think the Giants are going to win this division. I'll put it simply as this. I think if Alex Smith plays really good football for Washington, they're probably not good enough. And if Andy Dalton plays good football, they're probably not good enough in Dallas. If Carson Wentz plays really good football, they got a chance. But if Daniel Jones just plays good football, like Mina said, this is the team that will and should win the division because they're the team that's got the best defense by far.
Yes.
They're also the team that I think the head coach believes in the players the most. And the players believe in the head coach the most. And so it's going to come down to this. Does Daniel Jones play best or does Carson Wentz play best? I think whoever does that wins the division. I think it'll be the Giants.
All right, so Dan Orlovsky just said that Daniel Jones is the best quarterback in the NFC East. There we go. Glad we got that figured out. Let's stick with the Giants and bring Adam Schefter back in. They did have a COVID positive test today. What more can you tell us, Adam?
Laura, the Giants kicker Graham Gano tested positive and was placed on the reserve COVID-19 list, and he was not the only one today around the league. It seems like it's a daily occurrence, and it's no different. The more it spikes up in this country, the more it seems to affect